You could tell that he wants to send a message to his listeners and his audience.
He always really has a grand vision for what he's trying to do and what he's trying to say.
He's the most hard-workingest hip-hop artist that I've ever seen, like, real talk.
Every show he does has a lot of energy. There's a very full experience from him lyrically to the music. And then also the next layer is the messages that get out into people and the conversations that people are having about it after the show.
Man, working with Chuckie is something different. It's something that I appreciate as far as like to actually work with a professor and also a friend at the same time. You know, I see him as a friend, but then I see him as a professor. You know, I learn a lot.
Today we're in the studio. We're recording for the new album, Taking Back Tomorrow, and we have a lot of very talented musicians in the house. We have my producer, Willie Breeding. The whole band is here. David Teaspoon Hewlett, Emilio Varilla, Naheem Shabazz. All of them are going to be doing what they do best today, playing these instruments and really bringing together the concept for this new album.
All things dead, and they begin again. I think we're gonna be better off this time around.
All right, that was better, but let's do one more. The vibe is feeling a lot better, though. Yeah, pretty much the same, just a little, yeah. Let's just do one more time. Yeah. I'm coming up with song ideas musically, but I'm always just trying to make it fit what he's told me that he's trying to do, and trying to interpret that out into the world however I can.
Yo, 6 hours of driving through the rain, but we here. Fairborn dating.
Never go back when they came in the last. Rearranging the lap, take it up, make your way with the late ticket tracks. Take a way to the past, then you late to the lap of the cloud in the form of a man in the mask of a rat to be back. We all came on board and it came on hard. Universe in a thought and a very minute song. End of the war, but we lost this time. Make some noise, Dayton.
Being that this is the beginning of a new project, I think what a lot of people miss are these kind of behind-the-scenes moments where the creativity is happening.
I put that shit on Facebook, that shit went crazy.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers went crazy on my Facebook.
I want to show you what it's like to be on the road. I want to show you what it's like to be in the studio, to be with creators, to be surrounded by all of this great energy, and take away the veil that is cast by an industry that really doesn't want you to look behind the curtain. Because if you saw how much work goes into a piece of art, and if you saw a project from its beginning stages to its middle stages to the end, what you shine a light on is also the human aspect of it, and that people can also connect with that as well.
What's that?
One a day.
Oh, yes, sir.
He said it mad serious.
We doing drugs?
He said it mad serious. He's like, they want a day.
Like,
What you?
That's cool. I mean, even though I got to drive, you know, ecstasy.
They used to have these breakfast bowls that were made out of biscuits. That's all I remember.
Breakfast bowls out of biscuits.
Made out of biscuits, man. It was like biscuits with eggs and gravy and sausage. This is what happens when I don't eat for a while.
I don't know what it is, like as I get older I'm just worse with planes. Like I don't know why, but we were coming in and it was really just rough. Like it was, and I'm like ripping, you know, and I'm just kind of cold, sweating, freaking out because the plane's all over the place and it's shaky. And all of a sudden I find myself, I'm grabbing my jump, like I'm holding on for dear life. And for some strange reason, I'm hard as a rock too. It was so weird. It was a beer boner. But I was
More Dive Heartbreak was assembled really over a pretty long time. I would send him instrumentals whenever I would come up with them. There's really no set schedule or anything. And then one time he actually got to come to Nashville, and we actually worked in person, which is almost rare for how we work. And we actually went into the studio with a drummer named Dylan Napier for that album, and had him just play a lot of things and used his drumming as an actual backbone for a lot of the instrumentals on the album.
Okay, so this is the actual physical album, More Die of Heartbreak. It's dedicated to my friend who committed suicide. His name was Ralph Prater. He was my musical mentor and a very important figure in my life, one of the most intelligent people I had ever met. The inscription on the inside reads, "This album is dedicated to Ralph Prater, who committed suicide March 28, 2011. For every one person who makes it out alive, more will die of heartbreak." And there in that message, I do believe, is a foundational theme of the album altogether. I guess the story of Ralph Prater gets a little entangled because Ralph was not only my best friend, but he was also the person who attacked me and broke my jaw. So he was also the reason why I didn't rap for 7 years. And the doctors had told me, they said, "Oh, you'll never rap again. You'll never sing. There's no way that you'll regain that motion." And they said my speech would probably be impaired. And up to this point now, I mean, you look back at those kinds of things and you think about them, and obviously that's not what happened.
I'm reminded yet divided that those who committed violence were the victims of the violence. The play becomes a player, the bully becomes a bully, the cycle repeats usually. In the cycle of abuse, those afflicted become the very ones to inflict it. I'm elated to be healed and thinking, let's do it different. If you with me, let me hear it, cause...
You know, the MC is supposed to be a master of ceremonies, but at the same time, they also take on a kind of teacher role or responsibility for the community that you don't see a lot of other artists like take part in or care about the same way.
We see the image and we don't think about it. We say patriotism, America, the beautiful, the land of the free, the home of the brave. Right? But one of the things we forget about patriotism is that patriotism in large part is about challenging ideas. And citizenship is about challenging the status quo. And thinking about the things that are not always in line with the system, but also challenging and fighting back against some things that are unfair in the system as well.
A lot of what's happening today is not your typical, I guess, way of going about recording a hip-hop album. A lot of people, they do all their production, you know, straight with the MPC, or they run it into a computer, or they use a program to get all of their sounds. But what we've done is we've added a live element to it, and hopefully what that live element does is it sets the music apart.
The evolution of hip-hop is amazing to me because, as you know, hip-hop started out just as some grandparents, your parents' old records, because they couldn't afford instruments. And now, we just took a little about 5-minute spiel for these brothers to set up what? Instruments, right? With a band. That's the evolution of this hip-hop thing, man. I want you to make some noise one time down for Chuckie Campbell and the Faction. Make some noise.
We're going to be hip-hop show tonight, man. Make some noise.